Good afternoon, everyone. We are starting at exactly 3 o'clock. Feel free to share this live streaming to your classmates. Good afternoon, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Friday to everyone. In behalf of the Montessori De Sagrada Familia administration, teachers, and staff, I'd like to welcome you all to all of the viewers for today. Welcome to today's live streaming entitled Flying High While Being Safe at Home. So, in the past 3 days, our Sagradan families, our parents, have been sharing the trial class experiences of their children under the Safe and Fly Sagradan program. Today, we are going to hear it straight from the mouth of the Sagradan students. So, selected Sagradan High School students are going to share their trial class experience, which took place last week. But before we start, allow me to thank first our dear parents who are already members of the Parents Are Partners Facebook group. If you are not yet a member, feel free to join. This is where we post our live streaming, our live webinars for parents, and also we post our important announcements. At the moment, we have 1,300 members, and we know that there are still some Sagradan families who are not members. So if you are not yet a member, feel free to join the Facebook group. All of the webinars are free. No need to register. Just join the Parents Are Partners. This is our support program for Sagradan families for the school year 2020 and 2021. And to all the Sagradans who are watching today, I can see some students who are tuned in. Hello, hello, hello. Do you miss MDSF? Do you miss your teachers? Do you miss the quadrangle? Do you miss the food in the canteen? Do you miss your classmates? We are sure that you do. But for this school year, we're still going to fly high while being safe at home. So if you want to, if you know some friends of yours who are still undecided whether they are going to continue their education for this school year, maybe an old classmate or a friend, feel free to share this live streaming. Or if you want to support your fellow Sagradan Sagradans who are going to share their experience, feel free to share this live streaming. But before we officially start our event, let us all pray first and seek the divine intervention of God. May invite everyone for a prayer. Let us all feel the presence of the Lord in the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Amen. Dear God, we want to praise and thank you for today. We want to praise and thank you because despite this pandemic, our children were still able to soar high while being safe at home. Lord, we want to thank you for the gift of education. We know that this is going to be our best tool in order for us to reach our dreams and create a positive impact in our society. We pray for the upcoming school year. We pray for all the members of our community. We pray for our school administrators, our teachers, our fellow students, fellow schoolmates, And we pray for the Sagradan families who are experiencing this very challenging time. We know, Lord, that in every crisis, there lies great number of opportunities. So we pray that you will reveal them in every Sagradan family. Please forgive us for all of our sins. Thank you for your never ending grace, love, and mercy. All these things we ask in your most holy name. Amen. In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Amen. Again, good afternoon, everyone. To our dear Sagradan faculty members who are watching us today, they're all busy preparing for the upcoming school year, but they are watching to support their students. To all the students, the Sagradans who are safe or kept safe at home, again, hello and welcome to today's event. So we all know that um, it has been our as a Sagradan, it has been our mantra to soar high, right? From the start of the school year till the last day of the school year. And so the Department of Education has announced that for this school year, there will be no more face to face classes until there is a vaccine. And so this posed a great challenge for all the educational institutions. But the Montessori De Sagrada Familia, as the learning hub for creativity and innovation, came up with the SAFE and the Fly Sagradan programs. They are our learning continuity programs, and we will be using the e-learning as the new modality of education for this school year. So last week we had a 5-day trial class. Over 1,000 of Sagradans and teachers participated in the said trial class, and it was a very successful one because in the history of MDSF, we were able to come up with, the school was able to come up with a contingency program that will enable Sagradans to continue with their learning, with their education while being safe at home. Because of the strong desire of our teachers to still be of service to our dear Sagradan families, we came up the with the Fly Sagradan and the Safe programs. And again, last year, we proved that we can still soar high while being safe through the trial class. So today, we are going to be interviewing the Sagradan students, 7 Sagradan students who will be sharing with us their trial class experience. I hope that every Sagradan who is watching today will be encouraged and also will be learning more about the things that they need to do this school year in preparation for this school year. So without further ado, I will be calling them one by one. I'll be introducing them one by one. And I'm very thankful because, as teenagers, I know that it is not that easy to talk in public, right? Especially if uh, if it's not voluntarily, if you're just invited. But I'm so thankful because they said yes when we invited them. Indeed, and they are going to do this not for themselves, but for their fellow Sagradans and for the teachers and for the community. So the first uh, Sagradan who will be sharing with us her trial class experience is an incoming grade 8 student, and she's been a proud Sagradan at heart for almost a decade now. She started her journey with the institution as part of the advanced CASA class. Teacher Peachy, siguro kilala niyo siya, baka naaalala niyo siya. Her achievements are truly commendable as they mirror her great sense of commitment, hard work, and passion, most especially her natural love for writing. In her 6th grade, she participated and won the 10th place in Buprisa district meet under the event Pagsulat ng Sanaysay. She really loves writing. She believes that every time she fills a paper, it is the breathing of her heart. Wow, I love that. Breathing of her heart. Truly an effective communicator, a proficient writer. Ladies and gentlemen, dear Sagradans, let us all welcome Aliana Soriano. Hi, Aliana.
Hi po.
How are you?
I'm well po.
Okay, Aliana, do you have some friends who are watching now?
Opo. Hi friends.
Okay, your teachers are cheering for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you miss school?
Of course po. I miss all my
Okay,
friends.
what do you miss what do you miss the most about MDSF?
Mm, of course my friends and how I communicate with them face to face, and the way we spend our time together, especially we're in our in high school, which is like our home already because we've been friends for like a decade now. Yeah, like that.
I know, right? I know. So, like, before the bell rings, I would always see the Sagradans gather in the quadrangle, singing okay. So your friends are and your teachers are cheering for you. They said, "Go, Iya." Can you see it? All right.
Yes
So,
po.
Iya, later you're going to share with us. Okay, stand by. All right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for saying yes to this interview. All right. Now, for our second Sagradan, he is a Sagradan since 2011. Over the years of MDSF, he has developed a passion towards science, history, and English. Wow. At the moment, he is undecided whether he's going to push to be a doctor or a lawyer. Well, whichever, go Thor High Sagradan. Being part of for being part of journalism club since fifth grade, he loves to write, just like Iya. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you Paul Benedict B. Cano. Hi, Paul.
Hi, ma'am.
Okay, how are you, Paul?
Ma'am, I am feeling good and a little bit excited for today to share my
Okay,
experience with others.
all right. Do you have some friends who are watching you?
Ma'am, so my friends repeatedly ask me to say hi to them or to give a shout out to them, so I'm gonna say it
Okay,
now.
go.
I want to say hi to Rochelle May Y. Suarez and Denise Alexia Sevilla, and also to my friend who is also a part of this trial class, which is Rafael Garcia. So, hi to you, and also to the HS teachers who are watching right now. That's all.
Yes, and they're cheering for you right now, Paul.
Yeah.
Teacher
Yes,
Shen
ma'am. Thank
said
you. Thank
Paul is a very responsible student. Wow. Okay. So later, Paul, you're going to share with us your trial class experience, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right. Okay. So I'll see you later. So our next Sagradan who will share is an is an incoming grade 9 student. He has been in MDSF since preschool. And yesterday her mom shared live. Now it's his turn. This boy loves drawing on his free time, watching animation movies, and he is dreaming of becoming a future airline transport pilot. Wow, talagang he wants to soar high, to fly high. He is a consistent honor student, very driven, resilient, and an obedient son to his parents. And he loves his parents very, very much. But more importantly, he loves God way more. Dear parents, dear Sagradans, let us all welcome Rafael Garcia. Hi, Rafael.
Hello po.
Hi. Hi, Rafael. How are you doing?
I'm feeling great po. I'm very excited po to share my story to all the Sagradans and to the teachers po. To
Okay.
acknowledge their
Um,
hard work.
Yes, Rafael, yesterday your mom shared with us that when uh she was thinking of transferring you to the public school, you gave her 30% of your tuition fee. Is that true?
Po, I had some help po with my friends because po they said they want me to stay to MTSF po. So I had
Oh,
what to do po. So tinulungan nila po ako.
so you really love MDSF.
Opo.
Okay, what do you miss most about Sagrada?
I miss I miss my friends po and also the teachers po. Sila Sir
Yeah,
Raymart po, nandito po, and si Sir Kenneth po, na-miss ko po. He's a good teacher po, and to all my teachers yan po, yan, and Teacher
yes,
Ella.
I know. And they miss you. They miss you all. They miss you so much. They would do anything just to see you face to face.
Yeah.
Okay, Rafael, we'll see you later. All right?
Okay po.
Okay, thank you for saying yes. Now, our next Sagradan is a lady. Okay, she has been studying at Montessori De Sagrada Familia since preschool. According to her, MDSF helped her build her confidence by giving many opportunities to compete with different schools. Because I remember that she used to be a delegate in the Bull Prisa and press conferences. And according to her, this molded her to be a confident student. According to her, these competitions also improved her skills in public speaking and writing. And I would remember during our first Friday Mass, this girl, she would lead us in prayer, right? So, dear Sagradans, let us all welcome Chanel Milan. Hi, Chanel. Cute dog. Hi, Chanel. Chanel, we cannot see you and you need to unmute yourself. Okay, she's experiencing technical difficulty. The house of Chanel is near our house and it's kind of cloudy here, so that's understandable. So we will go back. Chanel, we'll get back to you. Our next Sagradan, okay, is a consistent honor student and last year's public information officer of the student government. At this school year, she's going to be a grade 10 student, and I would always remember her because she would join Bull Prisa district meet and also join the campus journalism competitions, and I think I would watch her play the violin each time we would have graduation and recognition ceremonies. She's a music lover. Ladies and gentlemen, let us all welcome Gian Summer Montano. Hi, Summer.
Good afternoon po, ma'am.
Okay, Summer, how are you?
I'm feeling good po. I feel so excited po.
Really? Okay, your teachers are cheering for you. What do you miss the most about MDSF?
Uh, I miss the actual experience of being in Sagrada. The daily routine po of meeting the guards, seeing the people in the canteen, meeting my classmates, my teachers, everything po.
I know the human interaction, right? Okay, but for the meantime, let's stay home muna. Okay, Chanel. I mean, Summer, right?
Yes po.
Okay, is your mommy with you?
Yes po, she's watching po.
Okay, hi, Ma'am Joy. All right. Okay, Summer, later you will share with us your experience, okay? Okay. Now, for our next Sagradan, she is a very simple student. That's why she wants her introduction to be simple as well. Okay, she is an incoming grade 11 ABM student, and I think if you are an ABM student, you love math, right? And maybe she wants to become a businesswoman someday. So, dear Sagradans, let us all welcome Aliyah Jessie Ilar. Hi, Jessie.
Hi
Hi.
everyone. Hello po, ma'am.
Okay. How are you? Do you have some friends who are watching you?
Yes, ma'am. I have someone to shout out. Shout out to Julian, Janina, Bea, Louie, Hershey, and to my younger brother. He's here with me.
Okay. Is he also a Sagradan?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
He's
Say hi.
in grade 2.
All right. Hello. Hello. So, tinulungan mo siya nung nag-trial class siya.
Opo. Lagi po
Okay.
kami
Ayan.
nagbabasa-basa. Yes.
That's good to hear. All right. Okay, Jessie, later you will share your experience, all right?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay. So, for our last Sagradan, I believe she is also okay. According to her, she chose STEM. She's an incoming grade 12 student, and she chose STEM because she wants to be a pediatrician, because she loves kids and she wants to help and take care of them too. And I've also known her because I think um she's been with MDSF since she was young. Ladies and gentlemen, let us all welcome Bea Salas Carpio. Hi, Bea. Are you there? Okay. Please unmute yourself. Bea.
Hello po.
Okay. So how are you? Do you have some friends who are watching?
Hi po.
Okay. Maybe you can greet them.
I'm okay po and opo.
Okay. Say hi.
Um, to my Janina, Jessie, Hershey, Louie, and my dad.
Oh,
They
your
are
dad is
watching now.
watching. Oh, your dad is overseas,
Hi,
right?
Daddy.
Okay. All right. So, so is Chanel here
Yes po.
already? Okay,
Opo.
maybe we can. Okay, wala pa si Chanel. So, mamaya babalik si Chanel. So, thank you again, dear Sagradans, for saying yes to our invitation to be interviewed today. Thank you also to your families. So, today they will be sharing the things that they prepared, the things that they experienced, and also they will also give some tips and techniques, and um, they will also share with us the pros and cons of e-learning, and also they will give us some messages of encouragement to the other students who are still undecided whether they are going to continue their education or not, or those who are just about to prepare for this new learning modality. So we will call on now student number one, Aliana. Hi, Aliana.
Hi po.
Okay. All right. Sige, Aliana, take it away.
It, my trial class was nerve wracking at first, but I got the hang of it. I mean, it's still new for all of us, but we know we are capable of catching up with the new learning system because our generation is known for being computer illiterates. For the preparations, I of course worried for the internet connection, hoping that it will not lag much. Also by having the right equipments like a laptop and by obeying the rules that our teachers provided, and also by having a noise-free environment for me to focus. I expect that due to the pandemic, our safety and health is our top priority, but my education should not be compromised as well. I felt excitement after a long break. I will be able to see my classmates once again. They were very supportive and encouraging despite of we are only seeing each other on screens. And as for my teachers, they were patient enough and kind enough to us, especially when some of my classmates are having technical problems. They actually engage us with fun interactive games that really is a new approach for most of us. With this new norm or setup, meeting online and engagement through the net, I should say it builds up more independence and sense of responsibility because I have to take part in the development of my studies progressively. Compared to having face to face, I always know that our teachers and classmates are always around whom I can approach with and ask certain queries. The learning management system, I think it's user friendly and easy to navigate. And the process is very much self explanatory. Our teachers are guiding us constantly, and we ourselves are guiding each other too. I learned during the entire class, aside from the usual knowledge, sharing the virtual interaction and participation is pretty much similar to the conventional method of teaching learning process, only that we have to be more attentive due to the fact that internet access in our country isn't as much reliable, so nothing can be missed out. That's all. Thank you.
Capture the first few pictures. So your teacher, teacher Abigail, was it teacher Abigail? She taught you how to do the stitches, right?
Yes po.
Online. Okay, you
Yes
did
po.
it, but you did it yourself.
Yes po.
Okay. And then you mentioned about um the trial class taught you how to manage your time, right?
Yes po.
Okay. So what was the highlight of your trial class? What activity?
The interactive games po, cause it's new for us po.
Yes, and your teachers kept you engaged.
Yes po.
All right. Thank you so much, Iya. Your friends and your teachers are cheering for you. Can you see it in the
Ah,
live comment?
yes po.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So later you will be back. Okay. I'm happy that you were able to fly high, to soar high, and fly high while being safe at home. Okay, Aliana? Okay, bye. Now we have the next Sagradan to share is Paul. Paul Cano.
Hi, ma'am.
Okay, Paul. So how was your 5 day trial class experience?
Ma'am, it was very fruitful. So to start this review, we checked if the bandwidth of our internet connection is sufficient for the virtual meetings that we conduct every morning, and for my independent study that we do every after lunch. So successfully or luckily, it is enough. So then I proceeded to check the hardware requirements that of the gadget that I will use, which is the laptop. Then luckily also it matches the requirements, so lucky for me. Then a day or two before the official start of the trial class, I went to the MDSF LMS website and learned how to navigate the LMS. For my expectations, I really thought it would be kind of boring and interesting, but in the end of those 5 days of trial class, I will be proven wrong. So at the first few minutes of seeing my classmates, I felt this overwhelming sense of familiarity because I still remember just a few months ago we were in a classroom where I still remember the faces of my classmates seriously listening to the discussions. Then I also remember their smiles when our teacher cracks a joke. It feels like those memories are so near, yet it also feels so distant. That makes me sad, but the news that we are still gonna see each other through video meetings and we are still gonna collaborate through projects, that idea lifted me up and gave me hope. My teachers used the familiar Google Slides and PowerPoint presentations to engage us during the virtual meetings. Also, they utilized the web and used Quizzes and Kahoot, which are like interactive online quizzes where you answer questions that is about the lessons you took or about to take in a certain subject. So, the things that I could say about the virtual meetings and independent study task is, first of all, I just want to clarify that both traditional and virtual classes have their own advantages and disadvantages. For traditional classes, you have a different environment and atmosphere because the classroom is specifically designed for high quality academic purposes. Also, in the traditional classes, you can utilize and use the school facilities like the library, canteen, and even the comfort room. However, virtual classes have the upper hand when it comes to using gadgets and softwares to create projects because we really utilize and use na po yung devices natin. Moreover, you can directly have a one-on-one chat or video call with your teachers, especially if you are a shy student and you don't want to ask them directly with your classmates. And back in the traditional classes, we really don't use devices and gadgets because we are not allowed. So that is also an advantage when it comes to virtual classes. The things that I could say about the LMS of the school is that at first glance, you can really feel the familiarity and intuitiveness of the design of the system. You can really sense that it is specifically and professionally designed for ease of use. I appreciate the chat box because you do not need to go to Messenger or Gmail to ask questions about lessons or projects, and you can send the projects there directly and not send it using Gmail. So I also very much like the academic calendar that has been developed, which I can really see that it will help us manage our time and be more productive during the classes. And the things that I learned during the trial class is that I learned how to navigate the learning management system of the school, how to use Quizzes and Kahoot. I was also briefed on the video conferencing guidelines and the things that will happen on check-in sessions every morning. So that's all, and that is the end of my review, ma'am.
Wow, that was a blow by blow, comprehensive review of the trial class, the learning management system, the virtual meeting, and the independent study tasks. I'm so proud of you, Paul.
Thank you,
You were
ma'am.
so, you are so observant. Okay,
Thank
so
you,
Paul, you
ma'am.
mentioned that using the this e-learning gave you the upper hand because you are as a Gen Z, you are really wired for this, right?
Yes, ma'am. I can agree with that.
Okay, so unlike before when you were not as a junior high school student, you used to be not allowed to bring a gadget to school, right? But
Yes.
now you can really participate. How was the participation experience? Where you think you were able to maximize? You think you were able to participate attentively with e-learning?
Yes, ma'am, because we can answer questions during the virtual meetings because we have the chat box and we can answer using the mic. Although it may have some delays because of the internet, it is sufficient enough for us to answer and learn things from our teachers, I think, ma'am.
Okay. And during the face to face, of course, as a teenager, sometimes it's you feel awkward to ask questions. I know that.
Yes, ma'am.
But
Yes,
with
po. So
e-learning,
that's why. Yes, ma'am. We can ask our teachers directly one-on-one questions rather than asking it in front of class, which for some shy students can be a hard time to do. So that's an advantage as well, ma'am.
yes. And you mentioned about your experience when you first saw your classmates and you were laughing. You had some light moments. Can you tell me more about it?
Cause just like a few months ago, I our teachers when they crack a joke, our classmates laugh, smile. So I feel deja vu on that. The sound of their laughs, it feels so familiar. That's um the feeling of deja vu. That's all, ma'am.
I know. So it brought you back to the feeling where you were really actually inside the classroom, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Paul, I'm so happy for you. Your teachers and your classmates are cheering you in the live comments. So later you'll get to see them. Later you'll be back, Paul.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, please send my
Bye.
regards to your father, okay? All right.
Will do, ma'am.
Okay, okay, our third Sagradan who will share his trial class experience is Rafael Garcia, and he has something interesting to share about later. Rafael, di ba, you will share the concept of integrity.
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay, sige. All right, Rafael. And Rafael is best friends with Paul.
Yes po. We're very good.
Okay. Okay, go Rafael.
So, hello again, teacher Chris. To all those watching us live, to all the teachers, students, I'm very privileged to be a part.
Okay, wait. Rafael. Okay. I think your connection is breaking out. Okay, can you talk? Ah, sige. Ah, hintayin muna natin na maayos. Rafael, you'll be back, okay? Rafael? Okay, wait lang. Sige. Medyo umaano kasi, kumukulog-kulog dito sa Rafael, can you hear me? Ah, okay. Sige, ayusin muna natin yung internet connection. Okay. Babalik ka ha.
Okay po.
Ayan, Rafael, hello.
Hello, hello po.
Ayan, sige, okay na.
So, I was saying po, hello, teacher Chris. I'm very privileged to be a part of this community po. This has been very, this has been a privilege for me to talk in front of you and start by preparing our environment. Our environment has been a very big settlement with our learning experience because this is where we study and do our task, and this is where we do our independent study and do our things. And this this has been a huge advantage because we made our own environment. We fixed our things. We did it all because mom told us that if we did it that we would save more money and we won't have to ask her on what we're gonna do because she works in a hospital and we sometimes forget on where we misplace things. So that's why it's a big asset that we fix it, not her. So that's why we know where our things are and what we're gonna do. So about the virtual class, like most students, I thought it was gonna be very boring, but it was actually very fun because of the jokes and all of the games that the teachers put in the very start of the session. That the games were very fun because it was very interactive and we learned a lot about the lesson that we usually take after the lesson or before the lesson. So it's also a big part that we play the game so that we the teachers would have the attentions of the students. And also the time given for the IS or independent study is more than enough for students to do, because like here in this picture, I was reading the Bible and was jotting down notes about it, because in our belief that we should read the Bible to know God more and do more things, because that's what I thought, that for me that's what I'm supposed to do, that on my free time that's what I'm going to do. So for other students, they could play, they could sit down, they could lie down, they could eat, they could drink, and they could also go to the comfort room. You could do a lot of things on breaks across subjects. They give you 5, 10, 20 minutes, depending on how fast or how slow the subject was. And also, I appreciate the schedule where you could see the upcoming events that they're going to give you. And also the calendar where you could see the assignments, the independent study, the things that the teacher wants you to bring. That is also a big asset to this to this virtual meeting or independent study of the MDSF. And because as students, we are usually very forgetful that before, if you don't see it on the whiteboard or don't hear it from the teacher, that you don't know what to do, or when you're gonna, if there's gonna be a quiz, assignment, a homework, or things to bring. So now you could go back to the LMS and check it. And another great thing is that they record the whole the whole video, that you could watch it again if you missed some things or your Wi-Fi became very bad. And it is also a good thing for sick students that they could go back, because the school will send it to their emails and they could watch it again. And they could also ask their classmates on LMS or teachers, that the conference room where you could call the teachers from 1 a.m. to 4 p.m. My sister tried it, and she said that the teacher picked up very quickly and they answered all the questions. And I didn't try it because for me the LMS was a very user friendly website that I didn't need help of the teachers. And one time, in language class, me, Denise, and more people, Daniel, we had this group activity as an IS, and we use the LMS as a messaging system, which is a very good system. It is very easy to navigate, and we talk there. That's where we talked about our independent study, because we were gonna make a story, and we used it, and it was very good. It was very fast. And about the jokes, like Paul said earlier, we laughed about it. The teachers used it as a thing to get the students' attention. And it was a good asset because we were having fun and we're learning a lot also in the process. So for all the parents watching, that you should always support the students, because if their students Wi-Fi, or children actually, is very slow, and you know that you're just using the social media for your personal usage, you should turn off your Wi-Fi connection so that your child would reconnect back to the with the teachers and students and have fun again. I mean, and learn and have fun. And also, integrity is a big part of this community, because students nowadays like to cheat. So, integrity is a good thing that we should learn. And we should also have that, um, we should have that sense of integrity to make things fair for other people. We won't cheat, we will not use any Google, any for fun to search up some answers on a quiz or test. So that is all that I learned and observed in this virtual meeting and independent study pilot class. That is all. Thank you.
Wow. Rafael, you're so right about the integrity, because there are some assessment, there are some activities where, like for example, if in e-learning, there could be activities where you are going to answer an exam or a quiz, and if you want to cheat, that's very easy to do because nobody's
Yes,
watching you, right? And you mentioned about integrity. Integrity is doing the right thing even if nobody's watching you. So for an incoming grade 9, is it grade 9?
yes, po.
Yeah, incoming grade 9, for a young man like you who is already talking about integrity. I know that I know that your mom is very proud. Your mom and dad are very proud of you. And I hope that you will be a source of inspiration and encouragement to your other classmates as well. You mentioned that you had an activity where you and your friends collaborated. What
Yes,
did you
po.
do?
We made a storybook about and we made a storybook, and teacher Vance told us to put 5 idioms in there because that's our topic, idioms. So we made a storybook and we talked in the LMS, and yeah. And the reason why I know that integrity is because of God's wisdom that told me that we should be we should have the integrity to be fair to others.
Wow. So when you were doing the group activity, it feels like you're inside the classroom dealing with your classmates, right?
Yes, po, ma'am.
Yes. And instead of just copying and pasting from the internet, you really uh took you really exhibited honesty, right, Rafael?
Yes, po, ma'am.
In doing that job, okay, doing that task. So you did good, Rafael. I'm sure Teacher Vance is Teacher Vance here? I'm sure Teacher Vance is very. Your teachers, by the way, uh are pouring their comments in the live comments box, and they said, Teacher Wenny said, our department head said, a young teenager with much wisdom. Keep it up, Raf. Sir JC said, integrity. I'm so proud of you, Raf. Wow. Okay, your teachers are very. I'm sure your mom and dad are also watching. Okay, so Rafael, later, thank you. I learned about integrity. Later, you will be sharing another your special message with them. Okay, all right. Okay, thank you, Ralph. Now our next speaker, our next Sagradan to share. Okay, a while ago she was experiencing some internet difficulty. For the information of everyone, in e-learning, this is so normal. This is one thing that is beyond our control. If you're experiencing internet disruption, or if there is kunwari, if there's no signal, or if there's no power, that's already beyond our control. And the good thing about e-learning is even if you miss your virtual meeting due to internet connection, you can always go back because the contents of your elements are there. All right. Okay, Chanel, are you ready? Okay, Chanel. Hi.
Hi, good afternoon po everyone. I'm so sorry for the technical difficulty from a while ago, but I am excited to share my experiences during the online trial classes. So, I'd like to start off with saying that uh, this new method, this new modality of learning works for me a lot, and I'm sure that my fellow Sagradans could agree to that because of the fact that the LMS designed for us are user friendly, and the independent studies are accessible and the such. Anyway, I'd like to say that another reason why I like this so much, I appreciate this a lot is because I am such an introvert, and simply socializing with people overwhelms me a lot. But though I do believe that as the time go by, when I get older, I'd be meeting new people, a lot of new people, and working with them most possibly. So I need to trust my skills, trust my capabilities, make the best out of my opinions. And this school year, I believe, is just a step for me, a chance to for me to have more courage into voicing out and sharing my thoughts and opinions. And that's just what I love about this online classes. So anyway, based on my online class experience, a successful online class experience, I I assure you guys, and I am just so certain that I'd be having a great, wonderful, fulfilling school year this 2020-2021. And so for the Sagradans that are watching now, I'm I just like to say that this pandemic wouldn't be a hindrance for us to have great quality education because Montessori de Sagrada Familia planned and prepared to give us the the great quality education that we're scared that we wouldn't have because of the online classes. And that's it. Thank you.
Wow, Chanel. I didn't know that you were introvert. You are? It doesn't show. Okay, you're on mute. Can you unmute yourself? Okay. So Chanel, all right. So I know that during the trial class, you were in the same section with my daughter, Felice. Okay, and
Yes, ma'am.
according to her, because you were not in the same section, right, prior to the trial class during pre-COVID, and you were not friends. And she told me that towards the end of the trial class, that's the time you became close.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So for introverts like you, what do you think did the LMS or your e-learning experience? What do you think did it give you as an introvert?
Actually, ma'am, for introverts like me, this is such an opportunity for us to voice out more what we think, unlike when we were back when we were in our traditional classes,
Oh yeah. So it
most
gave you
especially
more.
during recitations.
Yeah, it gave you more
Yes,
confidence. Like it's more comfortable to type, right?
yes, ma'am.
Yes, and the e-learning also gave you opportunities to meet new friends, like Felice and Kyle.
Yes, definitely po.
Okay, so I'm happy. I'm happy, Chanel. You know what? I've been hearing stories about uh, students. I've been hearing stories from teachers during the trial class that they noticed that there were some Sagradans that in the face-to-face classes were always quiet and were not participative. But during the trial class, just like maybe you, they were so active, participating. Okay, so I'm happy that you had a great experience with the trial class. Your classmates and friends are cheering for you. Sir Gerald said, "Go Chanel." Sir Von said, "Nice one, Chanel." Teacher Roan said, "Galing, Chanel Milan." Wow. O, TV Broad yan. Proud of you, Chanel Milan. Okay. So thank you so much, Chanel. Regards to your mom. Bye. You'll be back later, okay? Okay. Next. So for our next Sagrada, she will be she is an incoming grade 10 student. Okay. And I've known her since she was I think kindergarten. Okay. Gian Summer Montano. Hi, Summer.
Good afternoon po. Good afternoon, everyone.
Okay. All right, Summer. So, how was your trial class?
It was fun po. It was very fun. At first po, I was kind of skeptical and doubtful of the education system, but in the end, it completely changed my perspective po.
Okay. So, and every day your mom was with you, right?
Yes
I would
po.
always see her take pictures of you. And so what were the doubts? You said you were not expecting it. You were skeptical at first that you would learn, but tell us.
Yes po. I made a list po because I was talking
Okay.
with my friends, not only here in MDSF, but also from other students about what are their fears in having online classes. And actually, there are quite many, but I can explain how the school perfectly addressed all these problems.
Okay. Sige, kwento mo sa amin.
So, as a teenager in our society today, we all know that Gen Z is the most attached and hooked to using their phones and accessing social media platforms. Teenhood is a very difficult stage wherein we are in the middle of being young and growing old. And because of that, we have created this stigma wherein teenagers are confused individuals in our society. Sometimes their opinions are set aside or considered invalid because of their age, despite of the good intention of creating a better society. And because of our wide access to social media, we have seen the struggles and difficulties that college students and other secondary students who still hold classes during the pandemic na wala raw po silang natututunan or sobrang hirap pong i-grasp ng lessons. And because of that, I was really kind of skeptical and doubtful of the effectiveness of online learning. I have talked to some of my friends, not only from MDSF, but also from other schools, and we all share the same fear. We have the fear that online learning this school year would not be worth it. So, this time, I would like to share how our school has given solutions to our doubts and fears towards e learning. Number one is that we fear this school year would not be productive. Because of the compressed lessons, we feel like this year would be rushed and our knowledge would be limited compared to the face to face lessons. And to be honest, sa 2-day pilot class pa lang po, I knew na kakayanin po ng kahit sinong estudyante ang SAFE program po. Pinakita po ng school na kahit nasa bahay ka lang, you can still feel productive and enjoy learning at home. Kasi po in the span of 2 days, I already know how classes would flow and how I should manage my time in doing our independent study. Number two is that we fear that we wouldn't learn anything from online class and it would be very boring. Karamihan po sa amin at sa mga kaibigan ko po, natatakot po kami na baka mag-interfere ang mabagal na internet connection at yung limited na time para po turuan kami ng teachers. Plus, baka hindi po kami mabigyan ng chance para magtanong if we need clarifications para sa lessons. And I'm super amazed po in how the school addressed this. The teachers made open mic recitations, interactive online games, and asked us if we need clarifications in our lesson after the discussion. Addition to this, we also have the access to enter an online consultation room where we can ask the teacher about the handout or activity handed to us in our independent study, which is open until 4 p.m. And because of that, we students are obliged to finish our tasks ahead of time, meaning we will have more time for rest or recreation than usual. But in the end, time management will always depend on the student. Number three is lack of connection. Our Sagradan teachers are very welcome and open. Um, some of our friends have talked about it because we have seen transferees from different countries and we thought that they might feel uncomfortable when we enter this class. But During the morning check in, our advisor would always talk to us and ask us questions. All subject teachers always make sure that we are in a conversational and positive environment. Plus, the instructions during the virtual meeting are stated clear and the tasks to be accomplished for both virtual meeting and independent study are numbered and are very organized to the point na wala na po kayong masasabi kasi kailangan nyo na lang siyang pindutin tsaka po gawin. Number 4 po is comfort. There are some students like me who easily strain their eyes because ang lalabo po ng mata namin. Or some students may also have a hard time just sitting in a chair for 5 to 6 straight hours. But that is not the case. Here, we are given a 5-minute break to stretch, rest our eyes, go to the washroom, or drink after every subject. And during break time, they post reminders on their screen to help us make the most out of our break. And lastly, is the effectiveness of online learning. We all know that in just a click, we can find the answers to any question given to us. And because of that, our independent study activities focus on subjective or comprehensive questions. These are the type of questions that should come directly from the student's mind and understanding, not from the internet. We are taught to apply the lessons in our daily. We are taught to discipline ourselves and manage our own time, and we are given the chance to show how we should act in society today. Overall, when I experienced the pilot class and the trial class, my perspective and view towards online learning has completely changed, and I feel that every Sagradan can pull this off this school year. That's all po.
Wow. Thank you so much for a very comprehensive description and review of your e-learning trial class. So you mentioned about at first you were skeptical because you've been well, you know what I appreciate about your sharing, Summer. It was really very authentic because as a teenager, I also understand what you guys are going through. You are seeing a lot of information on social media and they kind of influence your perspectives, right? Like, pag nakikita niyo sa Twitter na, oh, yung mga college students na nakakapag e-learning in the middle of the pandemic, mahirap, walang natututunan. So, yun na kagad yung iniisip nyo. Alright?
Yes po.
So, what do you think did your teachers do that made a big difference? Diba, according to the others, they could not learn a thing during the pandemic in their e-learning. But how come you, as a gradan, you did not experience the same thing?
Um, Basically po, it's just about the passion of the teachers that shines through their teaching. It really inspired me po that despite we are facing this crisis, we can see their hard work. I know that it is really hard to create this program because I see how intricate it is and how very well organized it is planned. And I think the teachers are the ones who really push us to help ourselves and to encourage ourselves to bring out the best in ourselves, even though we are experiencing the worst during this time.
Wow, that was very touching and real because it's really real. Your teachers only had 2 months to prepare, right? And they themselves were also experiencing the same thing that the community is experiencing. But despite that, it's really their passion that pushed them to report to school amidst the pandemic and still, you know, remain committed to make a difference. So we're so happy in behalf of the your teacher, Summer. Thank you for your kind words. Thank you. I think this is truly an inspiration for them to move forward. And there's more to come. Okay?
Yes.
All right? Okay. So thank you so much, Summer. Your teachers are so proud of you. Sir JC said, very well said, Gian Summer Kiambao Montano, proud of you, anak.
Oh,
Teacher Ann
sir.
said, thank you, Summer. Proud advisor here. All
Thank you po, ma'am.
right. Yes, and your mom is watching. Kahapon may nagsabi na I know the other day Mrs. Pile, one of the parents that we interviewed, she said behind a happy and active kid, or behind a happy and active Sagradan, is a supportive mom, and that is Mrs. Joy Montano.
Yes po.
She's very supportive. I would always see her post. It's all about you and the trial class. Would you like to say something to your mom?
Um, Hi, ma'am. I know you're just watching 3 feet away from me, but I just want to thank you po for always being my support system during this time. You know how much teens like me struggle to accept the fact that we are living an entirely different life, but you still manage to encourage me and to push me to be happy and to accept everything that is happening right now. And you just make every day lighter than usual. And thank you so much. I love you so much.
Wow. Ay nako, naiiyak tuloy ako. Mommy, you're so blessed to have Summer. Well, mommy's um well, you said you just make everything light. Well, of course, the name of your mom is Joy. She lives by her
Yes.
name. Okay. Hi, mommy. Thank you for your support. All right. So our next, thank you so much, Summer. Thank you for being an inspiration to our teachers and to your fellow Sagradans. Yes, it's a different time. It's a very difficult and challenging time, but it's a good thing that we have this fly and safe Sagradan, because in a way we can still be productive. We can still uh, try to experience normal, right? By being on board, we're all in this together. Okay. All
Yes
right.
po.
Our next Sagradan. Thank you so much. We'll
Thank
be
you po,
back
ma'am.
later. Our next Sagradan is Jessie, Aliyah Jessie. Hi. Hi Jessie.
Hi,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay.
I'm
All
uh,
right. So how was your trial class experience?
um it's very good, ma'am. Yun, it's very good.
Okay. Sa sobrang saya, yun na nasabi. Good. Okay.
Sorry po,
So,
ma'am. Kasi
Jessie.
yung kapatid ko po nandi-distract dito.
Okay.
Ako po kasi
Relax.
nagbabantay. Sorry po.
Okay. How old is he? How old is he?
Magse-7 na po sa 24.
All right. So, can you please tell us about you and your is it brother?
Yes, ma'am, brother
Okay, you
po.
and your brother's trial class experience.
It was very easy for us because we already had the materials that is essential to survive an online class. The only preparation we did for the trial class is to make sure that our laptop, our headphones, and camera that we will be using are all completely working, completely functional, along with checking the stability of our internet connection. Before attending the trial online classes, I expected it to feel more forward and professional in terms of teaching. And as a student, although it's good, I was kind of sad at first, thinking that this virtual approach would not be able to capture the essence or the environment of a classroom. I thought it would only be like very serious, very formal, very stern. But as soon as I saw the faces of my teachers and my classmates again, it instantly felt like I was back to school. And I was very relieved to see that they were doing okay in the middle of the pandemic. The first day of online class felt like, the usual first day of a normal class where the teachers try to pique the interest of their students by conducting a mini game related to their subject. And yes, we did it online. And even though the games were held virtually, it still felt very fun, very informative, and very interactive. I was very engaged, and I think my classmates are also very engaged. And it did a great job in introducing us the lessons that would be discussed. Okay, next. For the virtual meetings, it is just like what I expected. The way of teaching is more straightforward because, unlike the usual classroom setup where there is noise in the background, in online classes, the teachers were able to discuss continuously, very fluidly without interruptions, especially since they have the ability or the power to mute our mics to avoid unnecessary echoes or feedbacks. The teachers, I would like to say they're very amazing, and they did a very great job in making us understand the lessons fully and making sure if we can keep up with the pace of the discussion. Okay, so they were making sure all the time na hindi kami namamadali. And as a student, I really appreciate it. Lalo na yung iba, mahirap makakatch up kasi hindi naman po lahat tayo nabiyayaan ng mabilis na wifi. It also helps that they can present us a PowerPoint while being in a video conference so that we can really visualize the lesson being discussed. And I appreciate this feature of the LMS where we can access the presentation beforehand, during, and after the class. We can use it to study in advance, or in case if a student missed a day in class, they can catch up using the presentation available in the course. For the independent study task naman, it's just like answering an activity or a homework. And personally, I think it's easier to do now because we can just type our answers away instead of writing them. And I would like to take note what Raphael said a while ago, that answering these activities truthfully, honestly, when it's so easy to cheat is a perfectly timed test of character, especially in the middle of this pandemic. And I would like to take this opportunity to encourage my fellow students that it is now more than ever na pwede tayong magbago. Ano ba ibig ko sabihin doon? Yung mga dating school bukol, umaasa lang sa kopya, take this time na and opportunity to reflect on what you can do to improve para ma-motivate tayo na mag-aral. Pati sa mga students natin na mag-participate, like, hello, ito na nga lang po ang gagawin natin. Nakaupo na lang tayo, nakahain ng edukasyon sa atin. At hindi lahat ng students ngayon nabiyayaan ng pera at kagamitan para ipagpatuloy yung pag-aaral nila. We should be grateful for the blessing of high-quality education na pinoprovide ng mga magulang natin ng Montessori De Sagrada Familia, lalo na sa panahon ng krisis na ito. Gusto ko lang po isingit yon, pero pagpapatuloy ko na yung review ko sa experience ko. Regarding with my experience naman sa LMS, it seemed very complicated at first, the website. But when you get the hang of it, it is very easy to use. It is helpful in keeping track of important announcements and assignments that we need to accomplish. Lalo na sa mga madaling makalimot dyan ng assignment, wala na kayong dahilan para hindi magsagot ng homework ngayon. So, to sum it up, sa experience ko po, online classes are just like the traditional face-to-face classes. But instead of going to school, you only need to open whatever gadget it is you have to attend and study. And mas madali na yun kesa sa dati na gigising ka pa ng maaga, or paghihintay mo pa yung service mo para lang makapasok ka sa school. Uh, and I think it's very commendable. I would like to commend Sagrada for working hard to establish a quality education in the middle of this pandemic. Yun lang po.
Wow, Jessie, that was very inspiring. Well, your teachers are also very much inspired. Sabi ni Sir Ken, super authentic naman ng insight mo. I agree. Super authentic ng insight mo, Jessie. Galing.
I thank you
Yes,
po.
very authentic. Teacher Clarice said very impactful, high impact.
Thank
Okay,
you po,
yes, an alumna said these Sagradans are really spot on. Couldn't get any prouder. Sabi ni Miss Cass. And then Sir Vaughn said, very well said, Jessie. And Sir Ken said, super matured mag-isip na student, nakaka-proud na maging teacher kung ganitong student ang magiging bunga ng iyong pagtuturo at pagtitiyaga. God bless Jessie. Well, Jessie, yeah, that's true. You mentioned about, uh, doing the right thing during e-learning. I believe that the Department of Education has yet to give schools implementing guidelines in terms of grading system, and I think it would be very different kasi nga if you will be answering your assignments, if you will be answering your exams online, di ba, what would be the assurance that they are really the ones who did it or it really came from them? So if you would cheat, ikaw din naman yung mawawalan. Ikaw din yung nawalan ng opportunity to learn, right? So I want to thank you for bringing that on the table with your fellow Sagradans. Kasi di ba usually or pre-pandemic, the goal was to pass, right?
Yes.
And usually when you are feeling so much pressure, di ba, you do shortcuts, you tend to think of shortcuts, right?
Yes.
So now, sabi mo nga, nandyan na yan, it's all there, they all worked for that. We have to do our part, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Ayun na nga, ito
And
na nga lang gagawin.
yes. Grabe ang wisdom. So, congratulate your parents for me on behalf of the school for you to have that kind of thinking that's very, diligent and very matured of you. Jessie, thank you for your raw review of the elements. Teacher Badet said, proud of you, Jessie.
Hi, Ma'am Badet.
Okay. Sino mga namimiss mo ng mga teachers, Jessie, sa classroom?
Lahat-lahat po. Lahat-lahat po sila. Pati, yung mga kaklase ko po na hindi ko akalain mamimiss ko yung daldal nila. Hinahanap ko. Pero, kasi parang yung ingay nila yung nagpapabuo ng classroom.
Yes, I know, right? Alam nyo ba, Jessie, sobrang tahimik sa school ngayon.
Ay, talaga po ba?
Yes, and it's true. It's true. The life of the school are the children, the
Yes.
students, and your teachers really miss you so much. Everyone.
Lahat
Okay.
naman po namiss ngayong quarantine.
I know. And so, Jessie, how did you help your brother?
Here he is po pala. Ano po, kasi ginawan po kami ng sistema dito ng aming butihing nanay.
Wow.
Ano po, na para maging productive yung kahit wala kaming ginagawa or pinupuntahan, nagbabasa-basa po kaming mag-ate, tinuturuan ko siyang gumawa ng gawaing bahay, parang mga simpleng pagtupi lang ng punda, ganun, or
Wow.
pagtulong lang po sa pag-ayos, or pagpe-play ng gitara, mga ganun po, para lang may katuturan pa rin yung quarantine kahit nakatenga lang talaga dito.
I know. So you're really making the most of the quarantine.
Yes,
Good
ma'am.
for you. And according to our parents who shared yesterday, this pandemic brought families together as well. Okay?
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
naging close kayo ng kapatid mo.
Ay, parang baliktad po. Madalas po kaming nag-aaway.
Oy, for sure, naging close. Mamimiss mo din yan.
Opo. Pero okay lang po yun. Ha? Shh! Kumain nga. Live stream tayo dito, be. Ayun po, ma'am.
Okay, it's okay. So, Jessie, later you will be back for your special message. Okay, thank you so much, Jessie.
Thank you po,
Your
ma'am.
parents are, I'm sure they're very proud of you. Now, let's check if
Bye.
Bea, hi! Let's check if Bea can be reached. Bea?
Ma'am.
Okay, there. It's
Yes,
okay.
ma'am.
Okay, Bea, are you ready?
Opo, ma'am.
Okay, go.
My trial class experience, at first I experienced some difficulties because this is my first time engaging in this kind of system. But thankfully, our teachers accommodated as well and they really tried their best to engage with us. I also think that the NDS of LMS is good because you can really access your independent studies there. And then there are a set of instructions displayed at first so you can easily navigate it. I kind of expected that my trial class would be boring because it is very different from the traditional face to face where you can really interact with your teachers, your classmates, you can really see what they are doing. Unlike here, you can just stare at your screen for hours. But I was proven wrong. I was proven wrong throughout the whole trial class. It was fun. It was really fun because I like how the teachers used methods to engage with us and they test our knowledge by giving us games like Kahoot and quizzes that measures our ability to answer quickly as possible. And I think it is very helpful to us, especially to incoming grade of students who will be taking entrance exams this year, because we need to answer the items as quickly as possible. So, if I were to describe my trial class experience in one word, it would be fun. And I also want to thank my teachers because they were there to guide us and they always check on us on what we feel during discussions and if we encountered some difficulties. And they also gave some life advices because it's what we need to hear these past few days. That's all, ma'am.
Okay,
Like, I
I'm
really like
so
the trial class.
happy. Yes, I'm so happy that you had fun. You described it as fun. And I'm so happy also that you were able to reconnect with your teachers. It's as if
Yes po.
you were really functioning like how you used to in the face to face. That's good to hear. And in the live comments, I think Shane. Hi, Shane. Shane
Shout out po
is
kay Shane.
cheering for you. Shane Almario. I love
Ma'am
Shane. I
Shane is
miss
very
Shane.
supportive po. Very supportive po siya aside from my other friends like Janina, Louie, then Hershey. Shane is very supportive po.
I know. So, ano, kabarkada mo pala siya.
Opo, ma'am.
Okay. Because Shane was during the lockdown when we were forced to close the school. She really was sending me a message pa. Is it okay if one last day we could go back to the school and say bye to my classmates kasi na-attach na siya sa inyo.
Ma'am,
Di ba,
she's very
Shane?
sweet. Yes, she's very
Yes,
caring and she's
very
very
sweet.
sweet. And I also miss her so much. That's why I'm
Oh,
shouting. That's why I'm shouting her name here.
okay.
I
Go,
want to mention
Shane.
her.
Soon, we hope na magkikita-kita ulit tayo. Okay? Shane, say hi to your mom for me, okay? All right. Thank you so much, dear Sagradans. You know what? Um, having, while I was hearing them share their trial class experience, it's as if I was right there, next to the stage, and these Sagradans are performing. It's as if we were in the social hall and or in the school gymnasium, and I'm watching them share their talents. Nakaka-proud for an educator like me, and I'm sure I share the same sentiment with my faculty, Sagradan faculty teachers. Whenever we would see our students, go out there and do their thing. That is the most fulfilling part, and we could not get any prouder. We are very happy that you had fun. Um, it's a very fulfilling thing for us to know that we were able to, reconnect, and we were able to serve your families during this challenging time. Sabi ni Lorenza Legazpi Salas, I think, family member. Hi, Dea. Love you. Okay. All right. So, for the information of everyone, the school also had its own journey. Bago po ma-experience nitong mga Sagradans na ito, ang trial class or ang success ng trial class ng Safe and Fly Sagradan ay talaga pong pinaghirapan po ito ng aming mga guro sa MDSF. Dear parents, and to all the Sagradans who are watching, during the announcement of the school, of the government authorities, that there will be no more face-to-face classes, we immediately met as the school board and as academic council. We came up with contingency plans, which were the Fly Sagradan and the Safe and the Play Sagradan. And the challenge was to really iron things out, to create these things in a short span of time. We were given 2 to 3 months, and there's so many restrictions. Your teachers were also on lockdown, and they couldn't go to school. We could not really work together. So we had to work from home. We had to adjust. We had to change our mindset. We had to be equipped. So we underwent a series of trainings with curriculum experts, ed tech experts, and in a short span of time, we were able to learn how to create, to design learning experiences, to migrate them to the LMS, to navigate the LMS, to come up with assessment tools. And the most challenging part was to change our mindset. Kasi from face to face, paano mo nga ba gagawin to sa sa online? But your teachers are very driven. We could have partnered up with a. Wait, and also one challenging part is also to have the families on board. Kamukha ng sinabi ni Gian Summer kanina, na skeptical lahat eh, doubtful if it's going to work. So we had to meet the parents from time to time, hold orientation meetings, online meetings, and then nung okay na siya, we did also we had to engage our parents through the Parents Our Partner support program for Sagradan families. We did live webinars every Saturday. We post there the important announcements, and we really talked to the parents and assured them that it's going to be okay. And so we had the pilot testing, and okay naman siya. And then after a week, we launched the trial class. And the parents are really very much satisfied with how it went, even the students as well, from the testimonies of our dear Sagradan. And dear parents, we could have partnered with a publishing company or a provider of a canned LMS or a canned learning management system. Ito po yung na-design na. However, kapag po kasi yun ang ginawa namin, there is going to be an additional payment, and we didn't want to burden our Sagadan families. So we chose the more challenging route, but more fulfilling route, which is to design our own content of the learning management system. As our teachers created their learning plans, their learning materials, they had the Sagradan in mind. So, dear parents, dear Sagradans, dear teachers, whatever it is that we are experiencing now, for as long as we are holding each other's hands, we are all in this together. We can do this. We are partners. And we have proved that via the trial class last week. So, congratulations to everyone. Now, for the final messages of our dear Sagradans, I'm going to be inviting them again on the screen. I'll be calling them one by one. Aliana, her first. Any message of encouragement? Okay.
As a Sagradan, I suggest that with the fact that learning should be sacrificed despite of any pandemic, let us adopt into whatever is available means and ways our school's initiatives is imposing. It's up to our efficient interaction and cooperation will only then see the successful outcome of it.
Okay, adapt. Thank you so much, Aliana. Okay. Well, we have a Sagradan alumni watching. I want to shout out. Alanis Tenorio is watching. Hi, Alanis. Okay. Aliana, thank you so much. You'll be back for our photo op, okay? All right. Now we have Paul.
Hi, ma'am.
Okay, what's your final message for your beloved Sagradan schoolmates?
Ma'am, so for my final message, I would like to give an advice, which is for us to be more open-minded, lalo na po in these times where the pandemic forced us to change and improvise, not only to continue our education, but also it has affected the tourism, business, medical, and other sectors of our country. So, to put it simply po, I suggest that we have a shift in our mindset and look at the problem from the optimistic side rather than the pessimistic one. Yes, you may not be with your friends and classmates physically, but at least you can see each other rather than not being able to. Imagine if we do not have Messenger, Google Meet, Zoom, and the MDSF LMS. How hard will it be? We need to be grateful. So, my advice stands: think positively and always remember what you think can start a vibration that can influence how you feel, impact what you attract, and create your own reality. That's all, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Paul. I love the being open minded and changing the mindset, because it really starts from our thoughts, right? If your
Yes,
outlook is positive, then you will have positive experiences, and if your outlook is negative, then it goes on also. It will, just like what you said, it will create vibration, and it will be followed by your feelings, and then it starts here, you feel it, and then it goes with your action, right? Okay, thank you so much,
yes,
Paul. Thank you for that words of
yes, ma'am.
encouragement. Think positive during this very challenging time. Okay, now we have Rafael.
Hello po, ma'am.
Okay, Rafael, what's your final message?
For me, it's like a message and advice. Like education is very important even in this time of pandemic. This global crisis should not stop us from educating ourselves because we students will soon contribute positively to our society. So I strongly believe that this e-learning system of MDSF is great privilege for us students to have an advantage to soar higher academically so that we won't have a hard time on the following school year because we will be having the best foundation this year. This MDSF is the best school for me because they're very much ready to this new learning modality. They put their 100% effort for them to be able to come up with an e-learning system as a great one as this one. So like what teacher Chris Sillamore said, that she took the very hard route but very fulfilling route. So kudos to all teachers who work tirelessly. All this hard work has paid off. Maraming salamat po, dear teachers, continuously doing their gift of purpose of teaching that God has entrusted in you. So before I end, I would like to share an encouraging verse from Second Corinthians verse 5, chapter 5 verse 7. For we live by faith and not by sight. So this means that we should trust God on what he did, that he let this pandemic happen for a reason, that he wants us to do something of his will. So that is all. Thank you.
Amen, Rafael. Thank you so much. Thank you for the words of wisdom. Thank you for encouraging them to view this as an advantage, view the e-learning as an advantage. Thank you so much. Please send my regards to your mom and dad. Thank
He's over here.
you.
Like,
Okay, all right. You'll be back for our photo op. Okay. Now we have Chanel. Hi, Chanel.
Hello po,
Okay,
ma'am.
all right.
I encourage my fellow Sagradans, despite this pandemic, we should move forward. We should cope up with the new normal, and most importantly, we should continue our education even in the comfort of our home with the help of our dear school. We can do this, fellow Sagradans. Thank you and God bless.
That's the spirit. We can do this. Cope up, and we shall continue with our education. Thank you, Chanel. Okay,
Thank
next
you
to
po.
share. Okay, next to share is Summer.
Hi, ma'am.
Okay, so Summer, what's your message for your fellow Sagradans?
So I wrote this a while ago from the bottom of my heart, and I want everyone to keep this in mind. To my fellow Sagradan students and their parents, I hope you accept this online learning not only as a challenge, but also as a blessing. That in the middle of the crisis we are facing today, we are still given the opportunity to learn. Hindi dahil tumigil ang mundo, titigil na tayong mag-aral, titigil na tayong mangarap, titigil na tayong magpasalamat, at titigil na tayong magmahal at mahalin kung ano ang meron tayo ngayon. This may be tough at first, but once you embrace and accept the changes, everything will be light and you will be happy. I've always been used to joining school activities and clubs, inter-school competitions and press cons, to the point where my passion was suddenly turning into a pressure that I should make the most of my high school life, especially that I will be turning into grade 10. And I end up putting aside my health and my well-being. If you're if you're a Sagrada like me, I know that this may be sad, but I want you to take this as a reminder that you don't have to put so much pressure on yourself. Take time to relax, take care of your well being, and enjoy the process of learning. This has reminded us of how things can easily change. Dati, ayaw nating pumasok sa school and we took granted the time to enjoy with our friends, classmates, school staff, and our teachers. But I know that you miss the feeling of waking up early and going to school. And I hope that passion, that excitement, that spark, and that gratitude will continue to overflow, even if the only possible way to see each other is through our computer screens. Remember this: you have your support system, you have God, you have your family and your friends, your passionate teachers and school staff. And the thing that you most forget is yourself. Always remember that during this time, you have to support and help yourself. You should take the initiative and push yourself to be the best version you can be, even if you're experiencing the worst. And remember that education is the most powerful thing that can change the world. Thank you.
Indeed. Thank you so much, Summer. That was very inspiring, very deep as well. And for I would like to believe that in terms of our educational system, this pandemic, this switch to e-learning is also a reset button. It gave us, the school, the opportunity to, to think, rethink, and calibrate our practices in such a way that it will be more suitable to the needs, the current needs of our students. The least that we want our students to perceive school is for it to be a source of stress. School during this time should be fun, resilient, should be a source of joy for students. And we are going to make sure that we will do that, that our teachers will do that, Summer, okay? And
Yes po.
we are all in this together. Thank you for your feedback.
Thank you so much po.
Okay. Well, your former teacher, all the way from UAE, teacher Vicky Tanhoko, is
Hi po,
here cheering for
ma'am.
you. Very well said, Summer. That's what she said. And
Yes.
then your teacher Rosemary said, "Summer, you're making me cry."
Hi,
Ha ha
ma'am.
ha. All right. Okay, Summer. Thank you so much. You'll be back for a photo op.
Yes po. Thank you po.
All right. Okay. Eto. Sana hindi na sila ngayon nag-aaway ng brother niya. Jessie, are you still there?
Hi, ma'am. Hindi po kami nag-aaway.
Okay. Okay. Jessie, final message. Okay.
Okay po. Unang-una sa lahat, gusto ko pong mag-thank you sa inyo, Ma'am Chris, for always prioritizing the comfort and the opinions of the parents and always tending to the students. Maraming salamat po. Ano po ba? Kapag ka po iniisip kong maiging-maigi, hindi lang naman po kaming mga estudyante ang naagrabyado ng COVID-19, kundi pati rin po yung school, pati yung mga teachers na din po sila, sobra-sobra po sila naapektuhan. At dahil po doon, gusto ko po kayong lahat i-encourage na kumuha ng motivation sa nagagawin natin at wag na kakalimutan na kailangan maging sama-sama tayo para maungusan natin tong COVID-19 kasi kahit ano pang hirap or pagod na ibuhos ng school, kung hindi rin magpa-participate tayong mga estudyante, wala din. So, sa mga kapwa ko estudyante, wag po tayong tamarin. Maghanap po tayo ng motivation na jam. Maghanap po tayo ng motivation na gumising ng maaga, ano pa ba dito, magkusang loob na mag-aral. Wag po tayong panghinaan ng loob. Sana po itong talk na ito ay makatulong sa pag-push sa inyo para mapabago na po kayong lahat. And yun lang po. Maraming salamat po ulit, Ma'am Chris.
You're welcome, Jessie. Your teachers, tama lahat ng mga sinabi mo. But we are all in this together, Jessie. Okay? And please know that you are the inspiration. The Sagradan students are the inspiration of your teachers. And from the moment, from the time when they saw you, actually, yung preparation nila, talagang, alam mo yon, malungkot, mahirap. But during the pilot test and the trial class, when we were processing their experiences, they said, sulit lahat when they saw you, their students, when they reconnected with you, because you're the ones that you are one of the sources of their joy. May it be in the face-to-face classroom, may it be in the virtual classroom, they will keep going because of you. All right? So thank you, Jessie.
Thank you po.
Okay. Mamaya sa photo op, isama mo yung kapatid mo
Ah,
Bye.
okay po.
Okay.
Bye.
Now for the last Sagradan to share her message, we have Bea Carpio.
Hi, ma'am.
Okay, Bea. Bea, buti okay na yung ano mo, internet connection mo.
Nagagawa lang po ng paraan. Palagi lang pong
Okay.
nire-reload po. Sorry po.
Okay, good for you. Okay, go.
Um, we are all still in the process of familiarizing ourselves in today's new normal, and I think engaging in this kind of system will help us in taking a step forward. I also think that we should change our mindset first about online classes not being effective to everyone, because the answer for an online class to be effective is within ourselves. If you do not put your effort and hard work into studying, then it will not be really effective. And I think we should appreciate the hard works of our teachers, kasi hindi lang naman din tayo yung nahirapan nung nagkaroon nung pandemic, hindi naman din tayo yung nalungkot. Sila rin, palagi po silang nagpupuyat para lang po makabigay ng proper education dun sa atin. They always try their best to give us proper education and to ease our boredom during online session po. So, yun lang po yung gusto ko pong sabihin sa lahat. And that's all po. Thank you po.
Did you see that with your mom?
Po.
Did you see that with your mom? Nagpupuyat.
Opo. Palagi po akong
Okay.
nalulungkot po pag nakita po siya nagpupuyat. Kasi yung ibang students, hindi po nila nalalaman yon. So, I think sa lahat po ng Sagradans, they should really appreciate the hard works of the teachers po.
Yes. Thank you so much, Bea. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That was very
Opo.
inspiring. And it's good to know that you get to appreciate, especially your mom's hard
Opo.
work, right?
Opo.
All right. Okay, dear parents, dear teachers, palakpakan naman natin ang ating mga Sagradans. We are now coming back for a photo op. All right. Hi, Rafael, Paul, Aliana, Jessie, Summer, Chanel, and Bea. Okay. Pwede, Miss Andrea, pwedeng, ayan, okay. Aliana, please turn on your camera. All right. Ayan, kaya nang parang hindi kami kita ni Rafael. Rafael, sumilip ka. Ayan. All right, nawala na. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Smile. Yay! Again, let's clap our hands for our Sagradans. Indeed, through the Safe and the Fly programs, our Sagradans can continue flying high while being safe at home. Thank you so much, dear Sagradans. We are so proud of you. Just continue what you are doing. You are a source of inspiration, not only to your classmates, but also to your teachers as well. Congratulations to all of your families for doing a good job raising you all. Soar high. Hi. Hello. Bye. Hi, Angela. Bye. And to our dear Sagradan community, I would like to thank you all for tuning in, um, for supporting us, for supporting every initiative of the school. If at this point, I'd like to promote the Parents Are Partners program. Please know that we are all in this together. If you are not yet a member, feel free to join the MDSF Parents Are Partners Facebook group. Now, speaking of part, uh, speaking of Facebook Parents Are Partners, I'd like to invite all of you, our dear parents, even the non-Sagradan parents. There will be an upcoming series of webinars this Saturday and the next Saturday. Tomorrow, we will be streaming the School of Life, the Home. Dr. Maricar Gustillo is going to teach us how to promote a joy of e-learning at home. And then the next Saturday on July 25, there will be another webinar. It's all about strengthening or keeping the faith, strengthening the family through prayer and hope. Our speaker on that day is Father Franz Dizon. That will be on July 25, Saturday at 9 o'clock a.m. And in the afternoon, we are going to hold an online meeting with Filipino families based overseas who are interesting to know more about our Fly Sagradan and Safe and Play Sagradan, Learning Without Borders. That will be July 18, 2 o'clock p.m. Philippine time. Again, to the non-Sagradans who are interested to know more about, okay, but before that, there will be our books are now available uh, since July 13. Proceed to the high school library, bring your official enrollment receipt, and don't forget to wear your mask and practice social distancing when you are inside. You may now claim the books. On July 27 to 29, there will be a series of parents orientation about the new school year, how to navigate the LMS. Please, it's very important that you are part of the parents are partners because that is where we are going to stream. And there will be hotline for the learning management system that will accommodate your login concerns. Then on July 30, the students' orientation will be happening together with the Sagradan's homeroom advisors. That will be on July 30, 2020. And for junior class to grade 3 students, the parents are required to attend as well. Then on August 3, there will be the start of our e-learning or our online classes. We will officially start the school year online on August 3, 2020. We are very excited. All right? And for those, okay, for those non-Sagradan families who are interested to know more about our learning continuity programs, you may contact us at 766-1714. Send us an email at info@mdsf.edu.ph and or visit our website at www.mdsf.edu.ph or visit our Facebook page, Montessori De Sagrada Familia. Again, to our dear parents, thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. This is Teacher Chris saying, we are all in this together. Parents are partners. Soar high, Sagradans. Thank you so much. Keep safe. It's nice to see familiar faces in the comment section. Thank you so much. Bye.